best with Macy's Gift Finder.
The chief's son is sex trafficking underage girls.
But we got no evidence.
There's kids in there. That's where they're holding them.
Why did you come here?
You were drugged and you were assaulted.
She blamed it on a crow.
What the hell are we looking at? He's impulsive, deviant. There's no limit to how far it'll go. Find this guy.
Later, Jimmy Fallon welcomes George Lopez. NBC Tonight.
Check your cameras. Trust only the best. Protect your family, home, or business with 24/7 armed response. Remember, AmeriGuards it.
Lithia Subaru of Fresno proudly supports tonight's first segment of local news that matters. Lithia Subaru of Fresno. Subaru. Confidence in motion.
KC24 News begins with your forecast first from your local weather authority.
I'm Chief Meteorologist A.J. Fox. Starting with our valley count, we still got a few clouds out there, but for the most part, the rain is done. I say for the most part because if we look at our live radar, we still have a couple of showers left over in the South Valley all the way down into Porterville, and that's it. The rest of the valley is drying out now, and the winter storm warning has expired, at least for the southern Sierra Nevada. We still have it in effect in the northern parts of the Sierra Nevada, and we may yet still see some flurries of snow for the next few hours. 1/100 of an inch of rain, that's all we got in Fresno, and Lemoore 200s in Madera, so kind of disappointing with some numbers today. Temperatures are currently in the 40s. We're at 48 right now in Fresno, and our high temperature tomorrow is only going to be 58. Be on the lookout for a patch or two of morning fog, and then temperatures get a little bit warmer as we start the weekend, but on Sunday, the rain returns. I'll have your complete forecast coming up. KC24 News at 11 starts right now.
Local news that matters. This is KC24 News at 11.
These cartels, they're not just characters in some Netflix show. For us, they're a growing menace right here in our valley.
A record-setting drug bust in the North Valley. More than 24 arrested in a drug ring that authorities say is rooted south of the U.S. border. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Baruchian.
And I'm Alexander Balaki, and more on our top story in a moment, but we begin with some breaking news. During a welfare check tonight, a man found dead inside a Fresno home around 8:30.
This happened in the neighborhood of Fresno Street and Gettysburg. We have a live report coming up for you in just a few minutes.
Back to our top story now. Law enforcement agencies in the North Valley going head-to-head with the Mexican cartels after securing the largest drug bust in the history of Madera County.
Our Catherine Phillips spoke one-on-one with the DA about the prevalence of these cartels in Madera County.
It's not just Madera County, it's the entire Central Valley. District Attorney Sally Moreno says because we're just a straight shot up from the border, it's an easy place for cartels to set up shop.
Drug cartels have declared war on our Central Valley.
During a news conference on Wednesday, Madera County District Attorney Sally Moreno announced the findings of Operation Trifecta, Madera County's largest drug bust ever. Moreno says 1,300 pounds of meth, 4 kilograms of heroin, and 2 kilograms of fentanyl have been taken off the streets. She adds while it started as an investigation into Ernesto Beltran, who lives in Madera County, Operation Trifecta was a result of Mexico-based cartels pouring dangerous drugs into the Central Valley.
Our main target here in Madera was directly connected to cartel personnel. So that's how close that connection is. He was a significant dealer, and we took out his whole organization.
Moreno says the cartels pose a unique threat to the Central Valley, and law enforcement have to handle these cases differently than local drug and gang cases.
They don't care about anything except a convenient target pool for them to sell their drugs to.
She says this operation ended with the arrest of over 30 people, many Mexican cartel members, and everyone in this drug trafficking ring. However, with demand for illicit drugs still high, cartels will try to make their way back.
I would like to think that we made a big dent. However, they will replace this organization. We'd like to make it difficult.
Now, as far as sentences for those involved, some of the people involved could face up to 25 years in state prison. In the studio, Catherine Phillips, Ksee 24, local news that matters.
Two people on a morning walk in Atwater killed after a car veered off the road. It happened around 9:30 near Augusta Lane and East Juniper. Police say a woman driving a black Chrysler minivan went off the road for an unknown reason and hit the two pedestrians on the sidewalk. The victims died at the scene. The driver is cooperating with investigators. The names of the victims have yet to be released.
Now back to the breaking news we told you at the top of the show. Police investigating a homicide right now in North Fresno.
Our Juanita Adame joining us live from the scene now around Fresno and Gettysburg. And again, Juanita, we know that a man was found dead inside his home. What can you tell us?
That's right, Alexander. There are dozens of Fresno police officers here in the 4500 block of Anna Street. Now I'm going to step out of the way. There is a man dead inside of one of those homes over there. There are homicide investigators here canvassing the area and investigating and talking to neighbors. Now, again, we're in the 4500 block of North Anna. We were told that the victim is an adult male who has been shot. Now, this call came in sometime at about 8:30. It came in as a check the welfare call.
The officers approached the front door. They could see from their front window that there was an individual laying on the ground. They were able to gain access through the front door, at which time we located a male adult who was obviously deceased.
Now, homicide investigators expect to be out here for at least 5 to 6 hours. They're asking anyone in this area who may have heard anything at that time to please come forward. Live here in Fresno, Juanita Adame, Ksee 24, local news that matters.
Juanita, thank you. There was a violent attack in the middle of the night in Visalia. A woman and her daughter lucky to be alive after a man stormed into their home with a knife. Police say 22-year-old Wesley Anderson broke into the house and then stabbed the women numerous times. The daughter fought back while the mother called 911.
The suspect then fled the residence out the back door and over a wall and was able to get away from the scene prior to assisting officers arriving on scene.
Anderson was later captured by the CHP on Highway 58, about 200 miles from the crime scene. Investigators say Anderson knew the victims, but the extent of their relationship is unclear.
It's a tradition celebrated by many here in the Central Valley, the Day of the Dead, or Dia de los Muertos, a day to remember loved ones in a unique way. Our Juanita Adame doing double duty tonight with more on the annual event.
Omer Javaid felt it was important to celebrate Dia de los Muertos.
To be honest, I'm actually Pakistani, I'm not Mexican, but from my understanding of what it is, and it's kind of what I've seen today firsthand, is that it's really just a way to commemorate your people that have passed away.
Javaid is the president of the Madera Community Hospital Foundation.
We actually have about 20 organizations here from Madera. Most of them are CBOs or community-based organizations.
This is the second year they've celebrated the Day of the Dead on hospital grounds.
We all came and set up different kinds of altars, put offerings and pictures.
Cultiva la Salud in Fresno also celebrated Dia de los Muertos.
This is a big day for the Latino culture, celebrating the Day of the Dead, or El Dia de los Muertos.
Veglis Delgado said they wanted to bring awareness to those who have died at the hands of domestic violence and on the streets of Fresno.
We want to create awareness also for those who have passed due to the infrastructure in Fresno. That is not good, it's not walkable, especially for people and bicycles and pedestrians. So that's what we're doing here.
Juanita Adame, Ksee 24, local news that matters.
The Fresno City Council set to take up a new initiative tomorrow to make housing more affordable. It's called the No Place Like Home Initiative, a four-part plan to help more middle-class families buy a home, help homeless families find permanent shelter, and combat soaring housing costs. The plan includes a down payment assistance program for first-time home buyers using $5 million from the American Rescue Plan.
Over the last 3 years, we've seen these rents skyrocket, and our local families are being priced out of the market.
If approved by the council and the mayor, the No Place Like Home initiative would also create a pair of tiny home villages. The homes would cost between $60,000 and $80,000. And still to come at 11, if you thought interest rates were high, now they're going even higher.
We're taking forceful steps to moderate demands.
Why this step is being taken to curb inflation.
And there's another chance to go for the big bucks. The Powerball jackpot still up for grabs.
Your weather headlines for tonight. Isolated showers, they're gone now, finally. The cold air is going to move in. We may have a patch or two of fog tomorrow morning, but sunshine is going to finish our week. Showers will return on Sunday. Your 4-day allergy forecast brought to you by Bond's Allergy. That'll stay in the low range through the weekend. Elm and juniper, the predominant pollens. And I'll have your complete forecast as Ksee 24 News continues.
I'm waking up my day. So let's get it started. Turn it up, turn it on. Keep the morning moving right along. Yeah, I'm waking up my day. You make it feel alright. I'm waking up my day. Waking up my day. Don't you know I'm ready for whatever comes my way. I'm waking up my day.
The 2022 Subaru Crosstrek is as powerful as your sense of adventure. Its 182 horsepower Subaru Boxer engine makes exploring fun. Sure-footed symmetrical all-wheel drive is standard. And the Crosstrek has the best resale value in its class for 2 years running. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Get to Subaru of Fresno, where every new Subaru comes with complimentary maintenance included.
Tonight, Jimmy has George Lopez and Cole Hauser with a beard off.
This is very soft.
Plus, Latanya Richardson-Jackson and Tonight Show polls.
Would you vote for Herschel Walker? 10% said no. 90% said, of course, he's my father.
Ruth Allen.
Are you sitting at home in pain, letting it affect your quality of life? I'm Dr. Randall Rowland with Innovative Medical Center. Let us help you prevent any unnecessary medications or surgeries with responsible pain management.
Since I got the treatment, I haven't experienced any more pain, something I would experience daily.
I'd say within a week, I felt so much better. My knee didn't hurt anymore. My shoulders didn't hurt anymore.
At Innovative Medical Center, we're changing lives.
It's time to start living again pain-free. Call Innovative Medical Center today.
Let's fill up on the truth. Rudy Salas is the only Democrat who voted against the gas tax increase. Salas voted against increasing the gas tax. That's the truth. Meanwhile, David Valadeo's helping big oil jack up prices at the pump. Just this summer, voting against cracking down on oil company price gouging. And Valadeo's taken over $450,000 from the oil and gas industry. Fed up when you fill up? Thank David Valadeo. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Vote November 8th and follow Ksee 24, your local election headquarters. Now, AMS certified Chief Meteorologist AJ Fox with your local weather authority forecast.
Well, yeah, we had some isolated showers today, and the temperatures were much cooler than normal, especially in the afternoon. Our morning low, 44, afternoon high, 62, both numbers below average. Rainfall amounts, 100th, wow, in Fresno. Same for Lemoore and Porterville, 200s in Madera, 300s in Merced. So compared to yesterday, kind of disappointing, but maybe later on this weekend we'll get some more rain. Now we're at 48 in Fresno, 50 in Hanford and Visalia, 43 in Madera, 45 in Lemoore, 49 also in Porterville. Time-lapse photography showing the showers that moved through in the afternoon, and now the clearing skies. You can actually see some of the stars that are showing up on our Valley Cam here in the last couple of minutes. Also, our Valley Cam down in Tulare County, we still have, though the winds were stronger literally in the commercial break. It looks like they kind of died down. You can see by looking at the flags down by the Tulare Outlet Center. We do have a winter storm warning still in effect in the northern Sierra, but it has expired closer to home. The live radar showing that it's still got some activity down in Tulare County around Porterville, a couple of smaller cells by Visalia, south of Tulare, all the way down into Delano, and so up around Three Rivers. Still some, the blue areas are the areas where the snow is continuing to fall. So looking at our satellite picture, you can see that the skies are continuing to clear. We still got a little activity in the northern Sierra, but according to Futurecast, by tomorrow afternoon, it'll clear out very nicely. Now, cold temperatures tonight may open up the doors for some areas of fog. Real patchy, nothing widespread, I suspect. And then our skies will clear in the afternoon. That will leave us with what we call fair weather clouds, little cotton ball clouds. Kind of chilly tonight. Look at that. 43 degrees expected in Sequoia National Park, 43 in Hanford, 42 in Mendota, 41 in Madera and Chowchilla, Merced 43, another 41 in Los Banos. High temperature 60 in Merced and Chowchilla, 59 expected in Madera, 62 for San Joaquin and 5 points, Coalinga 61, 60 in Lemoore, 59 for Hanford, Visalia 56, a high of 21 in Sequoia National Park, 55 in Porterville and Delano, 54 degrees. Our air quality, that's much improved. Good air quality all across the valley. Fresno barely in the moderate range, but also improving there. On our solar forecast, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we'll see a little more sunshine, and the rain just washed off all your solar panels, so you get all that sun and you'll collect all that energy and save a little money on your power bill. The tonight forecast, 44 will be the overnight low. That's definitely cooler than what we saw this morning with skies continuing to clear. Northwest wind at 10 miles per hour. Then tomorrow, patch or two of morning fog and then fair weather clouds in the afternoon. And we're looking for a high of 58 degrees. Northwest wind up to 15 miles per hour in the afternoon. But our morning low temperature will continue to drop down to 40 Friday morning, but even with a warming temperature in the afternoon. So that's what clear skies can do for you. 63, a little bit of variable cloudiness in the afternoon. 66 the high on Saturday. Don't forget to change your clocks this weekend. I know everyone will be focusing on the next bit of rain that comes in because it looks like now Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday all have a good chance at some showers. The heaviest of it being Monday and Tuesday, and they become very likely. That's election day too. So a lot going on Sunday through Wednesday of next week, and highs will only be in the mid-50s. So if you haven't got your winter coats out yet, you might want to do that now. Yeah. Your regional forecasts, they are available on our website at yourcentralvalley.com. So please go check them out there. But the new models have more rain coming for those days. I mean, it's still 5 and 6 days out, so not particularly trustworthy. But hey,
if we get some,
we had a little bit, and if we can start getting into a pattern of a little bit every week, that would be okay too.
It'd be great.
That means it would be actually winter.
Right, might feel like it.
It is going to feel
with highs
like
in the 50s for us, that should mean relatively low snow levels like this storm was too.
Which is great.
AJ, thanks. All right, coming up next in sports, the Fresno State men's basketball team in action tonight.
Andrew Martin joining us now with sports. Andrew.
Yeah, guys, it was a game that didn't count, but it was a tune-up for the first game that does count on Monday. An exhibition tonight against Stanislaus State, a team the Bulldogs blew out last year. This game was a bit closer. We'll talk more about that next in Sports Central.
Many places full of history mark the valley. Join me as I take you on a tour of the people and places that made history right here in our backyard. This week, the story of a town christened with an orange soda bottle. On the map, Thursdays at 6 on Ksee 24.
When you have connections, life is good. And life's really good for Sacramento politician Adam Gray. You paid his salary and benefits most of his adult life. Gray took lavish trips and gifts from special interests. Gray played the system. Even his scandal-ridden father-in-law got in on the gig. Registered as a state lobbyist once Gray got elected. Adam Gray, he's connected the Sacramento way. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
With violent crime in our communities and the cost of gas, food, and medicine rising, we need a leader in the assembly that we can trust to fight for us, not a quitter like Mark Pazin. While murders in Merced County hit an all-time high, Mark shamefully abandoned his post as sheriff, quitting in the middle of a gang crisis to take a fancy Sacramento political gig. We can't trust a politician like Mark Pazin, who already turned his back on us. The stakes are too high.
Fall allergy season has started with grass and weed pollen and high levels of mold in the air. Air pollution makes allergy symptoms worse. Boz Allergy knows coughing, wheezing, and headaches due to allergies and asthma can mimic COVID-19 symptoms, and flu season is starting. Come to Boz Allergy at the first sign of symptoms. Rest assured we'll diagnose and treat you accurately. Stay safe and stay healthy. Contact Boz Allergy today and breathe easier.
Inflation, the drought, restrictions on women's health. This year's been tough on the people of our valley and our nation. I'm Jim Costra, and that's why in Congress, I'm fighting to get things done for all of us. Passing the Inflation Reduction Act to lower drug costs, securing billions of dollars for water infrastructure and a clean water supply, while fighting for women's reproductive rights. I approve this message because the Valley is our home, and I will never stop working for you.
We know Rudy Salas. In Sacramento, we paid him over $1 million, and he skipped over 400 votes. When Rudy did show up, he voted for a new tax on prescription drugs that would have drained money from the most vulnerable. Worse, we pay the highest gas prices in the nation, and Rudy voted to stick us with even higher gas prices. Rudy Salas has failed the Central Valley. Rudy Salas is not for us. NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
KC 24 News is brought to you in part by Tachi Palace Casino Resort. Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
A year ago, the Fresno State men's basketball team won 23 games and a postseason tournament. 8 players from that team returned this year. They're joined by 7 newcomers, one of whom was in the starting lineup on Wednesday night. For the second year in a row, Fresno State hosted Stanislaus State in an exhibition game before its season opener. Isaiah Moore is that newcomer in the starting lineup. He played at Southern Miss last year. He's 6'10", and he threw down a two-handed dunk here off the pass from Jamel Baker. Moore scored 17 points in his first game as a Bulldog. Donovan Yap, not his first game as a Bulldog, beats the shot clock with one hand. Yap scored 12 on 5 of 6 shooting. He also had this really nice no-look pass to Leo Colomario for the finish. Fresno State trailed in the second half in this one, but rallied to win, 69-62. Isaiah Hill led the way with 22 points for the Bulldogs. That was a game high. Fresno State's bench outscored the bench of Stanislaus State 25-9. The Bulldogs out-rebounded the Warriors 39-23. Fresno State did have 14 turnovers, though, compared to just 4 for Stanislaus State. Last year when these teams met, the Bulldogs won 86-48. Obviously this one, not a blowout. The season begins for real on Monday against Fresno Pacific. In the NBA, for the second time in 3 days, the Clippers played the Rockets. And that meant for the second time in 3 days, Paul George and Jalen Green would be on the same court. The Clippers won the game on Monday in Los Angeles. They won the game on Wednesday in Houston. George was their leading scorer in both. The ex-Bulldog had 35 on Monday, 28 in this one. As for Green, the ex-San Joaquin Memorial standout, he scored 22 in the loss on Wednesday. 109-101 was the final score. To football. Happy birthday, Jeff Tedford. The Bulldogs head coach turned 61 on Wednesday. Tedford was born on November 2nd, 1961. His career record as a head coach is 112-75. At Fresno State, he is 30-18. This season, he's 4-4. The Bulldogs host Hawaii on Saturday. More football news. Davante Adams was limited at practice again. He appeared on the Raiders' injury report on Wednesday, as did Derek Carr, but Carr was a full participant. Adams missed 2 practices last week with an illness. He had 1 catch for 3 yards against the Saints this past Sunday. In Game 4 of the World Series on Wednesday, the Astros beat the Phillies 5-0. Valley native Connor Brogdon did not pitch for the Phillies. For the Astros, 4 pitchers combined on a no-hitter. The series is now tied 2-2. And that's a look at sports.
For Rudy Salas, it's a charmed life. Paid the highest legislative salary in the nation, even as Californians pay the highest gas prices. Given over $80,000 in free gifts and trips. Some were financed by groups pushing a bill that could raise gas prices 73 cents a gallon higher. Salas backed their bill, selling you out. They paid his way, we paid the price. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this ad.
Are you ready to put down roots and invest in a home? Is your family growing? Are you looking to downsize? Deciding when to buy or sell a home is a personal decision. Here at the Fresno Association of Realtors, we listen to our clients' needs. Backed with neighborhood insight and industry data, we guide clients through the process and advocate for them every step of the way. Build a relationship with a local realtor and make the real estate choice that is right for you.
I'm David Valadeo, and I approve this message.
Rudy Salas didn't show up for work almost 450 times, but he did show up to increase the price of gas by 73 cents a gallon and backed reckless spending that made inflation worse. And if Rudy Salas gets to Congress, he'll be a rubber stamp for Biden and Pelosi's agenda, selling out the Central Valley, turning his back on us. Because Rudy Salas is a politician who only looks out for himself.
When choosing a personal injury lawyer, it pays to hire a law firm with a reputation for integrity, trust, results, and 50 years of winning for their clients. We get our clients up to 10 times the original insurance offer. Choose Jacoby & Myers.
I'm Adam Gray, and I approve this message. John Dwordy doesn't live here and hasn't done a thing to lower gas prices. I voted to stop the tax on diesel for tractors and trucks, and I wrote the bill to suspend the gas tax. I took on Sacramento to protect our water and our jobs. That's why Valley sheriffs and local newspapers support me. I'm the independent Democrat for Congress.
Now YourCentralValley.com pros who know.
By using third-party financing with competitive programs, your new smile can be affordable and easy. Call Better Life today to see if you qualify.
For more expert advice, go to YourCentralValley.com/pros who know.
As inflation continues to hammer the U.S. economy, interest rates are up another 0.75%.
Raquel Martin with more on today's decision by the Fed.
This is now the fourth time in a row the Federal Reserve has raised interest rates more aggressively at 0.75%. The increase will make it more expensive to take out a new mortgage, buy a new car, or pay down a credit card. The cost of borrowing just got even more expensive.
We're taking forceful steps to moderate demands.
In an effort to tame high inflation, Wednesday, the Federal Reserve announced it will raise interest rates 0.75% yet again. It's the sixth rate hike this year.
Inflation remains well above our longer-run goal.
Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell says despite best efforts, the labor market is too strong and prices are too high. He warns more rate increases are on the way to try and slow down spending.
Without price stability, the economy does not work for anyone. We understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses across the country.
The increase means purchasing a home, a new car, or even paying down your credit card will cost you more. Bank of America economist Michael Gapin says American families and businesses will definitely feel the pinch, but says it's still better than the Fed doing nothing.
Because then inflation gets entrenched. Reversing that, history says, is much more costly.
Wednesday, President Joe Biden sympathized with struggling Americans.
Inflation is still hurting people. But we're making real progress.
Powell says the Federal Reserve will continue to increase interest rates until inflation reaches their 2% goal. Powell says increased interest rates have helped slow down the housing sector, for instance, but a lot more work is ahead. Asked how long it will take to stabilize prices, he says that's still highly uncertain. For now in Washington, Raquel Martin.
Well, tonight, the numbers were drawn. The second largest jackpot in Powerball history up for grabs. Here are those numbers: 2, 11, 22, 35, 60, Powerball 23. Here in California, 2 tickets match 5 of the winning numbers. But guess what? No one hit the jackpot. That means Saturday's Powerball drawing will reach more than $1.3 billion. That cash option will be more than $745 million. We're still in the running stuff.
Okay.
All right.
Got to get some more tickets.
That's
then.
right.
Still to come, a wooden box that marks an important moment in American history.
We'll take a look at this ballot box used by the first American woman to cast her vote.
Now, are Big Macs really shrinking, or are my hands getting bigger?
Whoa, easy, big guy. Look, a big Carl.
Thank goodness.
Bite into a bigger, beefier burger. The Big Carl, only at Carl's Jr.
Families are struggling, and David Valadeo is making things worse. Valadeo voted against capping insulin prices, refused COVID relief for families, but his family business took thousands, even opposed raising the minimum wage. David Valadeo, out for himself, but Rudy Salas is putting the Valley first. Salas got overtime pay for farm workers and stood up to drug companies to lower insulin costs. Rudy Salas, lowering costs, standing with us. DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It's the night that helps America decide.
Will the people choose a new direction?
Count on News Nation for the most accurate
real-time data powered by Decision Desk HQ.
And only News Nation is everywhere on the ground that counts.
With the most journalists and the best political team anywhere.
For results without the agendas and bias, trust Decision Desk 22.
On America's fastest growing cable news network, News Nation.
The LA Times reports Malia Cohen didn't pay her business taxes. Her license revoked, defaulted on her mortgage, and walked away. Cohen can't handle her own finances. We can't trust her with ours.
I'm Lan Hee Chen. I served under Presidents Barack Obama and George Bush. I'll be an independent controller, endorsed by over 20 newspapers across California. Today, Sacramento's go along, get along attitude wastes billions of your tax dollars. It's why I'll be a watchdog for your money, not a lapdog for the insiders.
Let's fill up on the truth. Rudy Salas is the only Democrat who voted against the gas tax increase. Salas voted against increasing the gas tax. That's the truth. Meanwhile, David Valadeo's helping big oil jack up prices at the pump. Just this summer, voting against cracking down on oil company price gouging. And Valadeo's taken over $450,000 from the oil and gas industry. Fed up when you fill up? Thank David Valadeo. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Fall allergy season has started with grass and weed pollen and high levels of mold in the air. Air pollution makes allergy symptoms worse. Boz Allergy knows coughing, wheezing, and headaches due to allergies and asthma can mimic COVID-19 symptoms, and flu season is starting. Come to Boz Allergy at the first sign of symptoms. Rest assured we'll diagnose and treat you accurately. Stay safe and stay healthy. Contact Boz Allergy today and breathe easier.
We have big news.
Really big.
Turns out the Big Mac isn't actually that big, unlike the really big Carl, which is...
How juicy.
Hey, we're live.
It's just you and me, baby.
I'm uncomfortable.
Bite into a really big burger. The Really Big Carl, only at Carl's Jr.
Well, finally, a week from today, the results of the midterm election will be rolling in.
Tonight, we want to take a quick look back in time, though. It was the 19th constitutional amendment in 1920 that gave women the right to vote. The first woman to cast her ballot in the U.S. did so using this historic box in Minnesota. What originally was a Civil War medical box became a symbol of a major shift in American politics. It now belongs to the Dakota County Historical Society in St. Paul. Of course, handling this special piece of American history does require the use of white gloves, because that is a very special thing.
Yeah, we have a different vote center ballot box, all kind of more up to date today.
Yeah,
but
it has changed quite a bit.
Just a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But hey, all right. The what?
Well, the rain is all done.
Oh,
but it's coming back.
Yeah, this weekend.
Yeah.
So enjoy the cool mornings. We will get very chilly tomorrow in the afternoon, only mid-50s, and then we're talking about lows in the 40s. A little warmer Friday and Saturday, and then the rain comes back on Sunday. And it's going to be with us right on through Election Day.
We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. It's a time of rebuilding from the pandemic and ongoing violence. Ksee 24 returns to Armenia, bringing you stories of hope and perseverance. The Valley's Armenia, the mission returns November 16th on Ksee 24, sponsored by Ventura TV.
I'm Dr. Roland at Innovative Medical Center. If you've been told that you needed surgery for a bulging